Now, let's look at this question here. Let's say there's two graphs, y equal to x cubed plus 3x plus 4. Another graph which is linear, this is cubic, this is linear, y equal to minus 2x plus 2. Okay, now, if I want to find the intersecting point between this graph and this graph, what would you do? Okay, now how do you, if you solve it using algebra, okay, how would you arrange these two functions together? What you do is, you substitute the y here into this. So it is like x cubed plus 3x plus 4 equal to minus 2x plus 2. Okay, if you solve these two equations using algebra, whatever x value come out will be the intersecting point of this function and this function. Okay, if you solve this equation, for example, now if I put x3 plus 3x, bring over, become plus 2x, 4 plus 2 minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, now, so x cubed 5x plus 2. So if you solve it using algebra, you will factorize here and find the x1. If you x to the power 3, there could be 3x value that make this equation equal to 0. Okay, so those are the intersecting point between this graph and this graph. Okay, okay. So when you put them together, means you want to find the intersecting point of this and this. Now what happens is, if I put them together, I can actually move this part here over here and form this equation. When I say solve this equation means, actually I'm finding the intersecting point of this and this, in other words. Okay, but I can find the x1, x2 of this if I use factorization without using the graph. But if I solve this, the x1, the x2 and the x3 is actually, if you do it graphically, is the intersecting point between this and this. Okay, now if you do it the other way, that means I give you this. Okay, you say I want you to solve this using the graph, but I want you to use this graph here, which you already drawn on the graph. So what will you do? So what, I mean, you cannot solve it using algebra, let's say, but I say use this graph in order to solve this. So what will you do? I have to find this so that I can draw it on the graph paper and find the intersecting point. But what happened is, I will not tell you this. Okay, this part here I will not tell. Y equal to minus 2x plus 2, I will not tell you. I just say this equation, I want you to use this to solve this. But then I know, actually, this one comes from the combination of this and this. When you put them together, make them equal. Okay, so if you are given this and you ask to solve this, so what you have to do is you split this whatever so that one side of the equal sign is this function. Okay, then the other side is this. Then I can draw it on the graph, y equal to minus 2x plus 2. But when it gives you this in the question, it says use this to solve this. Okay, but then he will not tell you this. So what you have to do is you have to rearrange this so that one side is this, then the other side is this. This is the one, the extra thing that you have to draw on the graph. And then this thing that you draw on the graph must, the intersecting point with this will be the solution. Okay? Now, so what I have to do, I want to manipulate this such that the left hand side is this. Then whatever that is created, the additional term, I have to move it over here. So this one actually becomes this, the extra graph that you have to draw. And the intersecting point of this extra graph with this will give you a solution to this. Okay? Now, so we start off with this. You look at this. I want to make the left hand side to be same as this. But this 3x, this 5x. So what should I do? So what I have to do is x3 plus 3x plus 2x. You see, I didn't change. We add together is still 5x. But I create this 3x. Why? Because I want it to be same as this. This 2x here, I'm going to move it to the right hand side of the equal sign. Okay? Now, then the next thing is, you have a 2 here, but I want to generate 4. Okay? So how will I generate without changing the equation to 2? So I put 4 minus 2. If I put 4 minus 2, I get 2. I didn't change this equation. Okay, I didn't change. Just like this, I add together, I still got 5. I didn't change the equation at all. Okay, now, after I manage to split, now I have to select the term that is exactly like this. Whatever that doesn't fit into this, I'm going to move it to the right hand side. Then whatever I get here will be the graph that I have to draw on the graph. Okay, whatever extra term put here will be this. Then I have to draw this on the graph, and then the intersecting point between this graph that we have drawn earlier and the intersecting point of this and this will be the solution to this. Okay, so this x. Okay, so Joshua, you understand why I have to have a 4? Because I want to be able to keep the left hand side with a 4, same as the original. Okay, but I minus 2 because I want to 4 minus 2, I still maintain the 2. That means I have not changed this equation. Okay, now so x3 plus 3x plus 4. This is exactly same as this. Okay, whatever that doesn't belong to this equation, I'm going to move it to the other side. So it's this 2x become minus 2x. This plus 2. Okay, so actually this equation that you asked to solve is actually come from this equation that you have drawn plus this equation. So the objective is to find this. But to find this, you have to take the original and manipulate such a way that whatever on the left hand side is exactly as this. So whatever term that is created, okay, the additional term that's created, I have to move to the right hand side. And this additional term become another graph that I have to plot on the graph. Okay, so this one is actually become y equal to x3 plus 3x plus 4. Okay, so it is. Then the additional one I have to draw is y equal to minus 2x plus 2. Okay? I hope you understand why there's a 4 here. This 4 is to fit this 4, so that this left hand side is exactly same as the original. So when I'm able to split this mean and make them equal mean, I want to find the intersecting point between this and this. Okay, and that intersecting point will be the solution, will be the point, the x and y value will be satisfied both the equations. So that is the intersecting point. Okay.